Good morning everyone. My name is Chaya Gupta and I am PGT Commerce. Today we are going to learn the first chapter of class 12 Business Studies. Name of the chapter is Nature and Significance of Management. So this chapter will tell you what is the nature of management, meaning of the management, its significance, what are the levels of management, what are the objectives of management, and how it is important for an organization, and what is coordination. Let us start this topic with the meaning of management. See, management is very important for any organization. No organization can be imagined without management. The success of any organization depends on its managerial team. Take any company's name: Infosys, Tata, Reliance, HCL, ITC. If you find that the progress graph is rapidly increasing, so the credit goes to the efficient and effective management of these companies, right? They are working smoothly and successfully because of their management. Now we will understand what is it. Management is the process of getting things done with the aim of achieving goals effectively and efficiently. Means we have some goals, we have some targets, we have some objectives to achieve. And who helps us in achieving those targets? It is management. Management is known as a process. If you see in this definition, you will find the three terms have been underlined, which is indicating their importance in this definition. Yes, management is a process. Process. Why it is a process? Look, every manager has to perform 5 functions. P. Planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. These are the 5 functions which are to be performed by every manager. Now, these functions are performed by the managers in a sequence, in an order, step by step. Every manager has to follow this order. He has to plan first, then he has to plan first means he has to understand what is to be done, who will be doing that, how it will be done. Then organizing the resources, assigning the duties. Then staffing. Staffing means recruiting the people for the right people for the right job. And directing means motivating, guiding the people, influencing them, leading them towards the organizational goals. And controlling means looking at the back if we are able to achieve our target in the right manner or not. Is there any deviation left? That is called controlling. If any deviation is found, then it is to be rectified. Follow action is taken. So these are the 5 functions which are done by a manager. And in this order only, the first function is planning, the second is organizing, then staffing, then directing, then controlling. So it is a process. Management is a process. Then comes the next thing, that is efficiency. Efficiency means using less resources but producing more. In other words, we can say doing the task correctly with minimum cost. No wastage is allowed at all. This is called efficiency. So every manager has to see that various resources, various inputs, like in the organization, the works are carried out with the help of men, material, money and machinery, right? So they should not go wasted in any way. It has to be checked at every step. So this is called efficiency. Minding the cost. Cost should be reduced in every possible way. Effectiveness is the next term which is required to be followed by every manager. Doing the task, achieving the goals. This is the meaning of effectiveness. Effectiveness says that complete the task on time. But mind, that task must not be wrong. It should be a right task. This could be better understood with the help of an example. Suppose a manager is set to produce 10 shirts in 2 days. So this is the objective, this is the target he was given. Now if he is able to complete 10 shirts in 2 days, the manager is effective. But if he is not able to complete the target within the prescribed cost, if he is exceeding the cost, then he is not efficient, right? So every manager has to take care of two things, effectiveness and efficiency. These two are very, very important terms of management. Though they are different terms, but they are interrelated. The meaning of both the terms must be understood well by every manager. Fine? Management cannot be successful until unless effectiveness is there or efficiency is there. The next topic of management is its features, its characteristics. The management's characteristics can be better understood with the help of these acronyms M, C, D, P, R, G, G. Every letter is indicating the characteristic or the feature of management. The first is M. M indicates that management is multidimensional. Management is a complex process. It has 3 dimensions. First is management of work, management of people, and management of operation. Management of work deals with planning, organizing, and controlling. Management of people deals with staffing and directing. Every organization is nothing but group of people. So many employees at various levels work in it. So every management has to deal with them. Then management is the next dimension of management is management of operation. Operation means in every organization there are many operations to be performed. That is production, sales, purchase, R&D, finance. All these things are managed with the help of management. So these are the 3 dimensions. The next feature of management is C, that is continuity. Management is a continuous process. It does not stop until unless an organization is going on. It is the management also keeps on going. How? As I said here, that every manager has to perform 5 functions, and these functions are performed in this order. It starts with planning and ends with controlling. It doesn't mean that management gets over here with the controlling. No. Then manager has to start with planning again. So it is a continuous process. Management is dynamic function. We need to understand what does this term indicate. Dynamic means changing or adapting itself with the changing environment, with the changing surroundings. This can be better understood with the help of example like McD, the giant fast food company, is bringing about changes in its menu according to the Indian market. So whatever is change is taking place in the taste and preference of customer, the product should be changed or the management should bring about necessary changes in itself. So management is dynamic function. Management is all pervasive. Pervasive means required everywhere. Nothing can be assumed without management. See, this is required in manufacturing organization, in trading organization. This is required in profit making organization, in non-profit making organization. This is also required in temple, in sports team, in hospitals, in educational institutions. So management is all pervasive, no matter what type of organization it is. Management is intangible force. Intangible means which cannot be seen. We cannot touch it. We cannot see this, but we can experience the management. If we say that this company is growing very fast, so what is the credit goes to which force? This is management. If we say that the employees of this company are very much satisfied, the credit goes to its efficient management, right? If we say the company's turnover is increasing leaps and bounds, so it also indicates the management, the efficient management of that company. So it can be felt, it can be experienced. That is why it is an intangible force, right? After this, the next feature of management is it is goal oriented. Whatever is to be managed, there is always a specific purpose. There is always a specific goal towards which efforts are made, that we have to achieve this goal. So management is always done for some specific goals, right? For example, in the school, management has the goal of providing all-round development of their students, right? So there is always a goal behind management. Management is group activity. Every manager has to deal with its team. It's a group activity. So it always have to direct them in such a way all team members should work towards the organizational goals. The manager should replace I with we, right? So management is a group activity. This is always done by the group of people or group of individuals. Now, the next topic is objective of management. Why it is done? What is the purpose of applying this concept in every organization? So there are certain objectives. Here you can see the 3 objectives of management are written. The first one is organizational or economic objective. Organizational or economic objective, as the name is suggesting, it is working, it is the target, it is the goal that every organization has to work for. They can be further classified in 3 categories: survival, profit, growth. So every organization has to see that if he is able to maintain the cost and revenue of its organization or not. If the cost is equal to revenue, then organization is able to survive in the market. Okay. And as revenue start increasing, then the organization starts earning profit. The second objective, economic objective, is achieved with the growing revenue. And when the revenue exceeds too much than the cost, then the organization is able to achieve its third organizational goal, that is growth. Growth in terms of technology, growth in terms of turnover, production scale, growth in terms of multiplying product lines, growth in terms of number of employees, or growth in terms of modernization. So every organization has to take care whether he has this much of earning that it is able to modernize, diversify, or expand its business to the largest scale. The second objective of management is social objectives. Social objective means creation of benefits or economic value for society. How economic value is created? By providing job opportunities to large number of people, we can give them opportunity to earn their livelihood and changing their lifestyle. Then, by providing them good quality goods and services at reasonable price, and not at all practicing adulteration, less weighing, or charging higher price from the customer. And social objective is also taking care of environment in which business is operating. So social objective means providing social welfare, working in the interest of the society, because business is the integral part of society. So it has to work for the society's welfare. Right? It can set up educational institution, it can start some campaign which are in the interest of the people. It can aware the people about their rights. So these are nothing but doing social practices for the society's welfare. The next objective of management is personal objective. This personal objective is concerned with the employee's interest. Look, every organization is bothering about their human asset, their HR, human resources, because they are very, very important resources for them. So personal objective says that employees' needs should be satisfied. Employees' needs are diversified, like financial needs, social needs, and higher level needs. By providing them job, it is ensured that they are getting right salary or wages for their work. Okay, so completing these needs or fulfilling their needs is very, very important for any organization, and management works for satisfying these needs of the employee of any organization. They have to take care that their working environment should be good enough. They have to take care that their employees should be happy in terms of their salary, in terms of other facilities provided by the organization. There should be taken care of about their growth opportunities, promotion opportunities should be given to them, so that they should feel belongingness to their organization. So these are the three objectives which are fulfilled by management. Successful organization do not achieve success or do not achieve its goal without following a deliberate process called management. Management is dynamic and thinking element of every business. It provides vision to the business. It also integrating force, which gives direction to the individual efforts. So management is that very important that without it, resources will remain, resources will never become production. Right? So we can understand that management is gaining its importance day by day because of the following reasons. The first reason, it helps in achieving group goals. So we have to understand that every organization has certain goals. How to achieve those goals? Those goals can be achieved with the help of management. For example, if an organization has set a goal of increasing sales by 20%, so how this can be achieved? It can be achieved with the help of management. It increases efficiency. Management helps in reducing the cost. How it helps in reducing the cost? By functioning properly, by doing all its planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling properly. It increases the efficiency. Management also creates a dynamic organization. Dynamic organization means it increases the adaptability of the organization according to the changing environment, right? We all know that there are so many changes which take place in the environment in terms of politics of the country, in terms of economic dimensions, in terms of legal aspects, in terms of social trends, and in terms of technological dimension. So these things keep on changing. As we have already learned in the feature of management that it is a dynamic function. So it increases the adaptability of the organization. Whatever changes occurring in the environment, management helps in bringing about those changes in the organization, and this way it creates a dynamic organization. Management also helps in achieving personal objectives. Personal objectives, people join the various companies for different purposes. They have their personal objectives, right? So this is very much necessary to fulfill those objectives. So it is management which helps in achieving personal objectives of employees of the company. Whether it is getting good perks, salaries, and peer recognition, or you can say getting reward, promotion opportunities, training, and development. All these are the personal objectives of employees. So management helps in achieving these personal objectives of employees, and this way, see, if employees will remain satisfied, they will work to their greatest extent. This will enhance their productivity. So they will be able to work happily in the organization, because whatever they are expecting, whatever the objective they have, they are able to fulfill them. And in fulfilling those objectives, which force is helping out? Management. The next importance of management lies that it helps in development of society. As I said earlier also, every business, if it wants to exist for in the long run, then it has to serve the society to the best of its interest. Because until this society is the business is getting its resources from the society. What resources I am talking about here? Resources are men. Business is getting its suppliers, its customers, its investors from the society. Okay, so it has to serve these groups in the best possible way. It helps Management helps in development of society. How? It helps in by adopting new technology, by dealing in fair way with the customers, and by providing good quality goods and services at reasonable price. So all these things are done with the help of management of the company, which is really very much required. You must have seen certain companies' names are written like Sahara and Tata Health in establishing many schools and hospitals. So why do they assume these social responsibilities? Because they have to exist in the society for long run. Okay, so this is only possible with the help of efficient management. So here lies the importance of management. We can understand that without management nothing is possible. Resources will remain idle until unless management is there to put them to some use. So with this our topic gets completed. Thank you.